guys love it when I talk about NAT stock. These videos always do well. I know you guys love the NAT videos, so please smash the like button if you come for these videos. I just had to make another one because man, NAT stock is hurting me, and if you're a shareholder of NAT, then you'd probably agree with me. You know, if you've been on the NAT stock hype train, you'd probably agree with me also. Because this stock right now, it's sitting in the low fours. Look at the stock chart. It is killing us. Just yesterday in the very low fours, even dipped under it for a very brief point in time. We don't know what it's going to do tomorrow. I'm filming this video a day before it comes out, so I don't know what it will do, but yeah, it is hurting. It really isn't doing too much. And look my position in that. I'm hurt, man. I have nearly 112 shares with an average price of $4.92. I'm hurting. I'm down like 15% on them right now. It's not good here for me in the short term. It's killing me, and it's probably killing a lot of you guys because I know you guys are probably in a pretty similar situation where you bought up in the higher fours and now it's all the way down in the low fours, probably down like 15%, 20% on your money. But today guys, in this video, I'm going to cover exactly why I think NAT has gotten so beaten down and what I think is really going on with this stock. I'm going to try and explain it, and what I also think it's going to do in the future and where the future lies or what's ahead for NAT stock. You know, am I still bullish on NAT stock? Do I think it's still going to go up near $10? Just going to give my thoughts and opinion on what's happening and what is going to happen. What do we think it's going to do? That's exactly what I'm going to get into. So if any point during this video you do enjoy it, please smash the like button. If you just come for the NAT videos, please consider subscribing because I do make stock market videos pretty much every 2 or 3 days. So yeah, if you just come for the NAT videos, hit the sub button to watch more stock market videos if you're interested in the stock market. Just hit 200 subs, gonna be at 1,000 in no time. Let's get into it. Now NAT stock, if you've clicked this video, you probably already know what it is and what exactly the business model is. Or if you've seen a NAT stock from my channel before, you probably already know what it is. But for whatever reason you don't, Nordic American Tanker is a business that has a whole bunch of massive ships that store oil, which we call oil tankers, right? They get paid money to store all these barrels of oil. That's how they make their money. Basically, end of March, start of April, NAT stock became very popular, very talked about, a very hyped stock in the stock market here because of the whole oil crisis. Way too much supply of oil, price of oil dropped down massively, had too much oil where we don't even know where to store it, so the people that could store it, like NAT, got paid massive amounts of money to store this oil just because there was so much to store. So back then it did look like NAT had a massive opportunity in front of them to seize and take advantage of. But like I said, if we see the stock price, if we just go back to the stock chart there, it really hasn't done much at all between now and then. It's been pretty flat, if not on a slight downtrend. So what's happening? Why is this happening? And I'm going to be honest, it's with oil tanker rates, right? They are pretty much in a free fall right now. They've just been falling ever since then. So oil tanker rates, right, it's pretty much just the price or the average price that NAT gets to store oil, and yeah, it's just been pretty much in a free fall. Now for Suezmax ships, they're the ships that NAT uses, right? We've seen them keep falling ever since the hype did build, really. We can see that number in red down this week at 10.1 compared to last week's 12.5, and like I said, this has been happening for like 2 months straight now, which definitely sucks and does definitely put some negativity around the stock. These rates have just continued to fall. But good news there, that number that I've circled in green, when we compare it year over year, so right now compared to this time last year on average, the rate they've been getting is still far higher. So obviously doing a lot better this year than what they were last year. This is because obviously back at the peak of the hype in like April, the oil tanker rates skyrocketed, right? And I mean, come on, you and me, we knew that that wasn't really going to be sustainable. We all knew that that price that they were getting before back in April was not going to last forever at all. It was definitely a short-term rapid fluctuation. But I mean, look at this next chart here. Yeah, it's definitely come down a lot since the initial hype. There's definitely been a big free fall there, but it's still far better than this time last year. They're still getting pretty much double of what they were getting at this time last year. It's still a very strong market for NAT. This third chart here still shows that when compared to the rates last year, it is still very strong. So why? Why are we still seeing so much negativity around NAT stock when we can see those year-over-year numbers still are looking pretty strong? Well, to be honest, I think it is just because those tanker rates are in a free fall right now, week over week over week. They've just continued to drop and go down further. And that's definitely going to scare a lot of investors out. Investors don't know how far it's just going to continue to drop. That's going to shake a lot of those short-term guys out. They're going to be very scared just because they don't know when the bottom is on the oil tanker rates. So what we really need as long-term shareholders or shareholders of NAT stock is that oil tanker rate to stabilize. We need it, instead of to keep dropping, we need it to flatten out or, increase a little bit, preferably. If we don't see it to stabilise at all, I'm going to be honest, it's probably going to be pretty ugly for you and me. We need those tanker rates to stabilise and flatten out pretty soon because the negativity around this stock is already pretty heavy and I don't want it to get really any uglier because we could see it drop under the $4 mark if it does get pretty ugly. All the negativity is really hurting the stock price and it's putting a lot of selling pressure on the stock right now. The investors right now, they don't care about the long-term story where, hey, potentially in a few quarters or a year's time, we're going to have fat profits on this one, fat dividends, and hopefully a big share price gain. They're more caught up in what's happening right now where they just see the oil tanker rate coming down and down and down. We need those tanker rates to flatten out or even go up a little bit. So at the end of the day, what am I doing with my NAT shares and what do I think you should be doing if you're a NAT shareholder, especially if you bought up near where I did up in the high 4s or even higher, Lord forgive you? Well, to be honest, it's still a hold in my opinion. I'm still quite bullish on NAT. One of the reasons I am still quite bullish is because the company does still expect a pretty good growth period or a very good market for them over the next year or so, even when the oil market does start to stabilise and go back up to normal. This is a statement back from their Q1 earnings report. What is good for the world economy and world trade is by nature positive for the crude oil tanker business. A low oil price is good for the world economy and works as a stimulus for recovery. After the last few months of virus lockdowns, we see encouraging signals of rapidly recovering Asian economies. That bodes well for the world economy and the tanker markets going forward. And second paragraph there also mentions that there is limited supply of new oil tankers being produced, so that means good news, not too many new players coming in. It obviously takes quite a while to build new massive oil storing ships, so it's all good news there for NAT. Seems like they're still going to have a pretty strong year even if the economy does start to recover very well. Another reason I'm still bullish is for their Q2 numbers. I honestly think they are not going to knock Q2 out of the park. I think we're going to see them make a lot of money this quarter that's just went. We'll have to wait for those numbers to be released and see how the stock market reacts to those though, that's for sure, but I think they're going to be very good. And they've announced that their dividend is going to be increasing to at least 20 cents per share. So when the Q2 numbers drop and we get paid that dividend, that's going to be a nice payment hitting my account. So overall, I still think NAT is in a great position. They still have a great opportunity in front of them to make a lot of money. And hopefully we do see some share price gains on this stock. The opportunity may not be as big as what we thought back in early April, but there's still a big opportunity nonetheless. So I'm still holding this one and seeing how it plays out for me. Anyway, what do you guys think of NAT stock? What are you guys doing with your NAT shares if you're a shareholder? Let me know in the comments down below. I would be very intrigued to know and have a discussion with you. But that's all I've got here for today, guys. As always, please hit the subscribe button if you love these NAT videos and you may be interested in watching my other videos. Like I said, I do stock market videos all the time. So if you like the stock market, consider subscribing to stay notified on when I make my next stock market video. But yes, as always as well, smash the like button if you did enjoy. It really does help me out with the YouTube algorithm and growing the channel. Watch this playlist or this video here. Put my NAT stock playlist here if you want to watch my other videos that I did on NAT. That's all I have for today, guys. You have a good one.